Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another very exciting Star Wars video. So today I'm going to be telling you about one of the most crazy stories in recent Star Wars canon. If you're a fan of Andor and you're a fan of Rogue One, you don't want to miss this. This is the story of how Luke Skywalker learnt about the events of Scarif, the sacrifices of Cassian, Andor and Erso, and the reason he wishes he never learnt about them. He felt so awful they had to die in order for him and his rebel friends to win a Yavin. Luke didn't realize just how much preparation, intel, and build-up it took to destroy the first Death Star, and I guess Luke felt really bad that he took all the credit. It was a real humbling moment for him, and all of this takes place in the 2015 run of Star Wars comics. It's a multi-part story that begins with issue number 38, The Ashes of Jedha. This is in 1 ABY, so after A New Hope and before The Empire Strikes Back. It's a period of high tension. After using the Death Star's superweapon on the Holy City, the Empire returns to Jedha in an attempt to collect the remaining kyber crystals that survived the attack. On the other side, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo are leading the mission to find a new base for their operation. This is before they find Hoth. Upon arriving on Jedha, the rebels join forces with natives of the nearly destroyed planet, Chulko-G, and ex-rebel Yavin. But when our rebel heroes are encouraged to meet with other surviving rebels, their welcome is less than friendly, because guess who the original trilogy trio come across? The survivors of Saw Gerrera's partisans, led by Benthic, brother of Edrio, who unfortunately died in Rogue One. But not all of Saw's partisans perished, and as you can imagine my friends, they're just as extreme as their former leader, and just as hostile to the main rebel alliance. So just like in the 2016 movie, the partisans place bags over the heads of their hostages. And this is where Yavin is confused, because she's the one who facilitated the meeting, thinking it was going to go well. Benthic, what are you doing? And in Tognath he responds, silence. And then Han says, well, this got tense. Listen, you're either going to trust us or not. If you trust us, you'll take these hoods off, and if you don't, you'll shoot us. So take off the damn hoods. Benthic is stumped and replies, the human has a point. Luke is impressed. Wow, that actually works. More than you think, kid. More than you'd think. And then it's Leia's turn to chime in. She's the only one of the three who's heard of the group, and she says, so you're Benthic, Saw Gerrera's second. How did you survive? And then he explains, the ground rolled over. A scramble to a snub fighter. My eggmate left behind. Another body in the ashes of Jedha. Another body to avenge. And then he quotes their former leader Saw. He says, the dream will not die. So tell me, why do you come to dying Jedha? He asks them. The Death Star, Leia answers. Benthic then feels threatened and shouts, we will never follow your orders. Not the Alliance, not us. We know. Don't worry, we're not asking you to. The partisans on Jedha have done magnificently by themselves, but they'd do better if they were better supplied. You'll find the first shipment aboard our ship. I'm here to secure whatever future arrangement that will work for you. And while we're with you, she pleads, you'll have full use of our skills and talents. Ha! Benthic scoffs. Alliance talents. The other partisans laugh. And then Yavin chimes in. Sir, I'm Rebel Special Forces trained. You know how useful I've been. And this is Princess Leia of Alderaan. This here is Luke Skywalker. He destroyed the Death Star. This is Han Solo. He, well, I guess, helped, I think. Not appreciating the sentiment, Han replies, thanks a lot. And then Leia makes another plea to Benthic. I am the last princess of my world. There must never be another Alderaan. There must never be another Jedha. Benthic, still not impressed, responds, pretty words. Saw Gerrera had pretty words too, but his deeds were less so. And then to prove to the rebels how extreme the partisans can be, Benthic recites the most atrocious act ever committed by Saw Gerrera. It's a callback to the book Rebel Rising. Saw once bombarded a party of civilians with flechettes just to send a message. Tiny little blades that chopped up everyone in the room. This is when Luke, Han and Leia realize how extreme the partisans are. Luke Skywalker in particular is shocked. But Leia tells him not to be, because Benthic expects the same from them. In classic Han Solo fashion, he tries to calm the situation, but Benthic takes Leia up on her offer. We need your services. Come, princess. We have much to discuss. So as they're escorted through the old city, we see traces and echoes of Rogue One. They get to the partisans' base, and it's here that Luke learns about Cassian and Jyn. Yavin says, the planet has no future, but I won't abandon the people here. And, you know about Rogue One? Obviously Luke has heard of it, but not everything. He says, wasn't there a mission to Scarif? Something about the Death Star plans. The commanders seem almost embarrassed about it. So it seems like after episode 4, the rebellion doesn't talk much about what happened. The sacrifices were too tragic. Yavin says, they should be embarrassed. Those who were good enough to disobey orders, to do the right thing, they went and died. Those who didn't go are still here, but the ones who perished are the heroes of the rebellion. Jyn Erso led the mission. I wish I could have gone with her. And then Luke is intrigued. Tell me about her. And before he can continue, the Empire arrives outside. Dozens of stormtroopers. They're incinerating everyone, and so the rebels prepare for a counterattack. And now guys, we're gonna skip forward a couple of issues, because the conversation of Rogue One doesn't stop there. Luke has more thoughts and more questions about it. But before that, there is a massive Andor and Rogue One tie-in. If you remember in the 2016 movie, Bail Organa talks with Mon Mothma, and he mentions Obi-Wan Kenobi, his Jedi friend. And when asked if Bail can contact him, Bail says yes, but he'll need to send someone he trusts completely, and that is his daughter Leia. We never see the conversation between father and daughter just before Bail's death, but this comic does give us the flashback. He says to Leia, there's no one better, I trust you more than anyone. There's nothing you can't deal with. And thinking back, post-episode 4, after Alderaan's been destroyed, Leia realizes just how important that message was. I didn't realize it then, but it was a mission briefing for my whole life. And Leia reveals she uses the memory of her father to finish the fight, to ensure the Empire is defeated. She says, he trusted me to finish this. I will finish. So then we fast forward to the next time Luke is reflecting, and he says, I've been thinking about Jyn and the rest of Rogue One, how many things went wrong for them. And Rogue One took whatever steps they needed. People making distractions, sacrificing themselves, amping up the signal, all improvised. This chain of sacrifice, all leading to me taking that one shot. I'm glad I didn't know. I have no idea what I'd have done with all that pressure. I mean, I even turned off the targeting computer. Yes, scariest thing I ever did. I just knew it was the right thing to do. If I had really understood how many people had died to put me in that place, would I have done it? Yavin comforts Luke. You would have done it. You're a hero. It's what you do. You need to understand, all of the people who died to put you in the place to have that shot, they had no idea you were going to be there. They just hoped you would. They trusted someone to finish their mission. And Luke, it was you. And so there you have it, my friends. Luke learning about what happened in Rogue One, realizing just how much pressure was on him without even knowing it. It's a lovely full circle moment, especially for those who say there's a bit of a disconnect watching the original trilogy after Andor. Share your thoughts in the comments down below.